One thing about the current era of comic books and I guess the hyperemphasis of various other things that have less to do with the content and more to do with making social statements. Okay, we've seen so many different examples of that, and we've certainly covered a lot of them over the years on this channel here. But even people that a lot of y'all respected, be it old comic book creators, old whatever, people that have been around, let's say, that have fall to this whole nonsense as well. And I think because of the public appeal, I mean, you get a sniff of that popularity and you like it, you know, you enjoy, you bask in the fact that people see you in high regards. Well, you're going to follow wherever the trend goes. Okay, even if it's antithetical to what you were before. We've seen so many examples of that. Kevin Smith, who, I talked about, I've always felt he was in the comic book sense very overrated. Didn't really understand the appeal, but to be fair, that's not for me to understand. That doesn't mean that he wasn't respected by others, no matter what he did. Certainly, he has caught in some controversy by way of putting out that recent Masters of the Universe and basically killing off He-Man twice, bragging about it and all that. We covered all of that, even though, in fact, he even got that project. It's kind of crazy considering that he himself admitted that he wasn't a He-Man fan. Yep. He was given the reins to be, I believe, the executive producer. Here's another example of this. Guy saying something that I feel is very foolish. So, for you guys that don't know, Batgirl was canceled, tokenized Batgirl, tokenization squared, really, because you have a tokenized version of a tokenized character. And if you don't know, DC has axed it, put it on the shelf. They're probably not going to put it out, is what it's looking like. And reason being, as more information came out, it's basically that it was so bad that they couldn't put it out. There was a recent transfer of ownership, new CEO, with AT&T now letting go of their entertainment assets and now it belonging to basically this whole Warner Discovery merge kind of company. Zaslav seemed to, the CEO that is, axed it, or the new leadership did, and they said that it really wasn't worth putting it out despite spending on upward of almost $100 million on it. But Kevin Smith weighs in on Warner Bros. This comes from Deadline, scrapping the Batgirl movie. Of course, Leslie Grace, they call him a comic book aficionado, and Leslie Grace was the one that was slated to play Batgirl. But this is what he says. It's an incredibly bad look to cancel the Latina Batgirl movie. I didn't know she was Latina. I thought she was. All right, whatever. Smith said in the video, I don't give a shit if the movie was absolute effing dog shit, is what he says. No fucking dog shit. Says, I guarantee you that it wasn't. The two directors who directed the movie did a couple of episodes of Ms. Marvel, and it was a wonderful fucking show, and they had more money to do Batgirl than they did with that episode of Miss Marvel. Keeping in mind that Miss Marvel, as all data points to, was despite the critics giving it a high regarded review, was the least viewed Disney Plus show in the Marvel kind of sense there, and it wasn't even. I think it wasn't even close. We covered that when it happened. He says. Well, this is talking about Leslie Grace, talking about her being in Batgirl. So Leslie Grace is, I guess that. So Latina, that is. But this is the funniest part. And these are the folks that I know, man. He should know, but I'm guessing the way production studios work, maybe there was investors and he wasn't playing with his own money. And if he was playing with his own money, I don't understand why he would stink this position unless he's just in the interest of losing money. And they're going to lose the money regardless, but there's a such thing. This whole all popularity is good popularity. That is not true. You can put something out that can absolutely tarnish your brand, and you can put something out that leaves a sour taste in people's mouths, and they're not likely or as likely to support your future projects in the event that you do that. And I think that was more what this was. It's less about woke stuff and more about, well, hey, this is so bad to where if we put this out, it could actually be bad for us going into the future, and we need to kind of be mindful of what we're trying to do. Now, this isn't to say that they're going to change. I don't believe DC is going to even change. And I'm just saying, with this new ownership, they have their own individual vision, and maybe it doesn't align certainly with that. So for him to say he doesn't care that the movie was dog shit, but he guarantees that it wasn't, he still thinks because of that it's a bad look to cancel it. So it doesn't matter if it's dog shit. And it's like, see, this is the line of thinking that we've unfortunately adopted in Western culture, or whatever you want to call it, where it's like, hey, I told y'all, I did not tell y'all this, I told y'all fools, man. These guys do not care about your bottom line. This is why I advise against hiring advocates, or rather, not advocates, more so social justice warriors, literal warriors of social justice. Don't hire them, and to make them a primary target demographic it's not even risky, isn't the proper term. It's stupid. And you see why. They feel the same way. There's been other posts of other creatives talking about this cancellation or shelving of this product, and they look at it like, who cares? You should still put it out because of what the social statements are that the movie is going to make. And it's far worth it to put out something in the name of activism than it is to shelve it, even though it's a bad idea. So this man is explicitly stating that he doesn't care if it was dog shit. It's still a bad look to cancel. And then he, of course, rants and raves about the directors of this movie, who have then produced episodes of Ms. Marvel, which, again, one of the lowest viewed deals for Disney Plus anyway. And he's referencing that like, hey, they get a good job. These are people that don't care about bottom lines. They care more so, or if they do care about it, it's on the back burner to the social statement that they want to make. This is why you don't do it. I just advise against it. Because when you cater to that mob of weirdos, and, you know, that's your target demographic, and it's all good when you've got money from people that may be ideologically different, but you need their money to support your product. We've seen this with Marvel, with DC, Marvel, Star Wars, all these big brands that people now have a lot of issues with. They did not get that way by catering to one side of the political aisle. You know what I mean? That's not how this works. You don't get big like that, money like that, without accepting money from your ideological enemies, or people they think are their ideological enemies. That's not how this works. But when you're these weirdos, I guess it does. I'm telling you, stop catering to this mob of weirdos. They don't care about your bottom line. They say, put it out anyway. Put it out anyway. They say the social statement is worth it. Even if they don't even come out and support it, they like that it rubs their enemies the wrong way. That's what they like. They're more intrigued by that. So I'm just saying, man, art's in an interesting spot right now. Entertainment, let's say that is in an interesting spot right now, as more people they've gone so far there that they have to commit to this. And we'll see what happens.